Good morning, boomers. The voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest. Champagne, thanks for tuning in. Back with another one. Happy Monday to all the boomers. Good morning to Athlete over there on D Live, kabooming with the best of them. Shout out to all the crypto maniac soldiers. Today we're talking about top DeFi yield farms. There's a bunch of them. And I started doing a little farming over the weekend. It's something that I've kind of ignored. But I'll tell you my strategy in just a moment. And shout out to everybody getting the Uniswap tokens, 400 plus tokens for so many out there. I'm still trying to hunt mine down. I've logged into a couple addresses that I thought interacted with that platform, but I haven't been able to hunt it down. Anyhow, I'm using the swap and several other ones, and I'll continue to update you guys with my strategy. Shout out to 19 Official. I see you out there. Shout out to Athlete, everybody else. Make sure you are hitting the like, the subscribe, the post notification bell, the ding ding. Stay buttoned up out there, guys. Spruced up for 2020 and beyond. Today we're talking about these top DeFi yield farms. There's a bunch of them. And I want to clarify some things because it starts getting a little complicated, okay, for the young cadets out there and for even some seasoned cryptomaniac veterans that haven't really looked into this. There's several layers and there's several ways to approach this, and we're going to review a few of them. We're going to go over it today, these DeFi yield farms and more. This is after the hype. I told you guys last year, DeFi. There's so much hype. There's Swap, there's Yam, there's Sushi, there's Curve, there's all kinds of the comp, there's the Uni. But the hype is definitely real. After last week, Uniswap dropped a minimum of 400 Uniswap tokens on those that interacted with the platform before September 1st. And that token shot up to almost $8 last week. There's a dump like I expected. It's still about, I think, $3-4 the last time I checked. So it's it's definitely a crypto stimulus package if you ask a boomer such as myself. And I'm talking about kabooming with the bits, not kabooming age-wise. They're trying to jack our slang, take our meme, and we've been kapumping with the best of them, guys. We're going to look at today's math. We're going to talk about the top yielding DeFi farms. There's several token pairs there that are worth looking. There's a lot of liquidity, and there's incentives. Not only that annual percentage rate, but you can also receive a third token and then maybe even swap that out. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that and more. Drop a comment. Let me know what's shaking and baking. Let me know what your movements are, and let me know what side of the globe you're booming from. Okay, we got worldwide boomers all over. Drop a crypto flag. Let me know which side of the planet of the plane-et that you're in. The plane-et, the little plane, if you know what I mean. Anyhow, let's go ahead and let's share our screen. Let's look at the price of Bitcoin, which is dumping this morning. Shout out to everybody on D Live. Make sure you're following me over there. 10.575 over there. Bitcoin, a dump. There's a dump going on right now. And listen, I mean, we're above 10K, so I'm fine. I'm okay. It seems like 10K has become that support level. If we drop below 10K, I think we're gonna have to readjust our targets. But right now, so far so good. Let me zoom out to the 1 month chart, and it's not favorable, but it's not doom and gloom. And right now, it is what it is, 10.572. Phillips, good morning. Spartan, good morning. Shout out to all the boomers. If you're just tuning in, we just fired up the crypto oven to 10,000 and beyond. And we're here today. We're going to be talking about the top DeFi yield farms. I want to talk about it and, do a little, I would say not Q&A, but, a discussion here as to, what someone's strategy may or may not be, how you're going to approach this, how you may not approach this, what you are or not doing. But it's obvious that DeFi is here and we can't ignore it because, I mean, even someone such as myself that's just been swing trading the tokens on centralized exchanges, I missed opportunities. We're getting more Uni tokens. Okay. And I know about it and doing all this, that, and the third, but, I could have been swapping out more. Okay. So, I mean, it's important. It's imperative for us to know how these things work. Even though they may be risky and there may be, faults with the smart contracts or whatnot. Right now, it's imperative, I think, that we figure out the swaps, the unis, the sushis, and we have, but I think we need to do more. So, I'm going to have to up my risk capacity when it comes to these things. I was generally not even dealing with the actual platforms. I was just swing trading the tokens, which has been okay. It's been okay. I've done a couple swing trades there on Sushi, on the comps, on a lot of these DeFi tokens. But I'm seeing here that there could be other approaches that could be more favorable and get more gains and yielding and farming these tokens as well. And we know about it. We've heard about it, but I actually started, I got my hands dirty over the weekends. I started getting my hands dirtier and, I'm going to be the guinea pig. I didn't want to risk a couple ETH there. I was just doing the trades, but, I thought about it and I was like, look, this couple ETH that I'm swing trading, or just a couple altcoins that I'm swing trading here, let me take the majority of this and let's try yield farming with DeFi and dealing directly with the DEXs and see how it works. Now, again, that's my risk capacity. I know that if it all goes kaplooey with a few ETH, I'm okay. Okay. Again, these things are high risks, but the potential upside so high. Thanks to Phillips, actually, you sent me that interview with Saylor and Pomp, and it was a great interview. So Michael Saylor at MicroStrategy just dumped 450 million cash into BTC, and during that interview, he explains a little bit of his thought process. But he was talking about it, and he's like, "Look, I don't know much about this." Okay, but I can see that, even if the risk is me losing half of my bag, the other side is the upside potential may be a 10x. Okay, so that reasoning really led me to be like, what? Even though I'm not fond of all this, I got a few ETH here that I'm willing to gamble with, just the same as I've been gambling with on centralized exchanges. So. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to go over some of the top yield farms, some of the, not only the ones with the top liquidity and the safer looking ones, but CoinGecko recently updated their list where you can look at what they're calling the degen yield farms, the yield farms for the degenerates. So is what I'm assuming. So we're going to look at some of those. I might even, throw half a ETH on one of these wild ones too. Okay. So, I'm going to up my risk capacity here and, with the understanding is when you're dealing with these smart contracts, there's a high risk that there could be a flaw in the programming and they can get wiped out. Look what happened with Yam. It boomed and then there was a flaw and it went down to 1. At any moment, this thing can get all liquidated. So, once you understand that, then I think that if you do get liquidated, then you probably won't suffer as much because you knew what you were getting into. Shout out to Rafterman. Hit the likes. Crystal Zilla's asking Lady Plants if she's got the UNI airdrop. I searched for I have a bunch. I got so many wallets and computers and all these things that I've interacted with. So I've logged in with a couple ETH addresses, nothing. And I got like 2 more ETH addresses that may or may not. But it really opened my eyes this weekend after even watching that Michael Saylor interview. It's true. It's like, I understand you got to protect the bag, all that in the third, but sometimes, you got to, if there's a potential upside here and, why wouldn't we? You know what I mean? Lady Plants got Unipoop. There you go. Phillips Miss Uni. I'm in Kyber, Link, and Dot. Can't be into everything. Right. You can't. And I get that. And I may have a wallet that has, a 400 uni, but I'm looking at it like I missed uni because I'm on every single day. I should have like at least 4 wallets with uni. Okay. So I slipped. I'll be honest. It's a shame, be honest. I slipped with it, I was focused on another thing, but listen, let's not look backwards. Let's look forward and let's see what the strategy could be. We're going to run it down. Let's just check out the prices first. And then we'll talk about these DeFi farms. Bitcoin there at 10.6 on the dump. Ether at 3.46 on the dump. Ripple there at 23 cents. Bitcoin Cash at 2.15. Polkadot at 4.15. I haven't looked at the traditional markets. Maybe we'll look at them next because I'm seeing like things dumping right now. I see a lot of red, which is indicating that maybe something may be quite red there on the S&P or in the traditional markets. I haven't even looked. It's Monday. I haven't looked. Bitcoin Cash there at 2.15. Polkadot at 4.15. Binance at 24. It looks like in the past 24 hours, a lot of dumpage. Link at 8.89. Crypto.com at 15. Litecoin 442. Bitcoin Satoshi Vision slipping in the rankings. Cardano 8. EOS 258. So yeah, you see a lot of sell-off pressure. I mean, there's some green now in the 1 hour. I guess people are, coming back to work, coming back to their desk here on Monday, and there may be some actions, price buying here on the dip. But there was a dump over the weekend, and Bitcoin's dumping. Let me pull up the traditional markets real quick. Let's see how they're hanging and banging, and then we're gonna get into the top DeFi yield farms, and I'll let you know what I'm farming and testing out. Real quick quote here on the traditional indices. S&P's down 1.89. Okay, getting clapped up there. Dow down 2.2. So yeah, there's pressure on the legacy markets. Listen, guys. I mean, this was obvious. I'm looking at the cryptos. The first thing I think, oh, okay, all the cryptos are dumping. It's probably because S&P, and there's a direct correlation. It's right here, and it's my thoughts exactly. So let me click this ad real quick. Download the Brave browser, guys. Download the Brave browser. Not only can you earn bats by clicking ads, Brave browser supports MetaMask and all the other little wallets within Brave browser as well. And you could be earning bats, swapping them into ETH or something like that. You could do that all within the browsers, basically. You could connect to Uniswap. You could do all these things. Dumps are just coins on sales for us DCAers. You got it. Kaboom to that. Crude oil is getting clapped down 3%. Natural gas. I mean, so yeah, the markets are under pressure. We may see a little sell-off, okay? We may see blood. There may be a dump. I mean, listen, we've been on the way up on a V-shaped recovery ever since the Rona hit. So, if we're going to see a little pullback, a little dump, it's going to come sooner or later. Is it the crash? Is it the doom and gloom that everybody's been looking for? I probably don't. I don't think so, okay? Good morning to KC. I see you guys. KC's out here shouting out Lady Plants, Rafterman, Zilla, and the rest of the boomers. Kaboom to you. So yeah, there you go. Bonds are down too, down 6%. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure right now. Let's look at the metals here, see how they're reacting. Boom, everything's down. So where's the money going? The money's not in the indices, not in the metals. I don't see them in the bonds. Where the hell are they going? I don't see them in the cryptos either. What's going on out here? A little bit of red, a little bit of blood. Let's see the dollar. Maybe it's going into the dollar. Yeah, the dollar's slightly up in the green. Okay, slightly up. Yeah, so some people are taking profits, and it's understandable, guys. I mean, listen, it's not going to go up straight up. But last week, the Fed already promised more easy money. So that's what I expect. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about these DeFi yield farms. You can go here to CoinGecko is getting saucy. First of all, and I see CoinMarketCap trying to catch up, but I've since kind of dumped CoinMarketCap and I'm on CoinGecko. I like the way they've been setting things up. DeFi over here, you can see the rankings for DeFi. They're constantly changing and moving, and as we have predicted last year that DeFi was going to be the talk of the town after the Bitcoin halving, and we hit it on the head. It's just a shame that I didn't get my hands dirty as I would have liked. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, I knew about all these things. We even traded in these tokens, but did I really get in there with the yield farming or whatnot? No. Why? Because, traditionally, the hodl and the trade has been better. But sometimes, you got to use these platforms. You never know. Okay. So I decided to, I got a portion here that I'm willing to risk. And I'm going to actually go on some conservative yield farming, and then I'll get into some degenerate yield farming as well, as described here by CoinGecko. Okay, happy week. Shout out to Rafterman. Thank you so much for the 2 USD. A couple of dollars there in the sky. I appreciate that. Boom. If you're getting value from the stream, follow Rafterman's lead. Drop a couple ducats in the buckets here with the super chat. Throw me a bat tip if you are on the browser. You can go over here to DLive. You can subscribe. You can throw me lemons and whatnot. So, we're out here. I appreciate it out there so much, Rafterman. Thank you. KC says Digibyte went on a small tear last night. Yes, Christozilla. Jared Tate announced he has been in talks with the EU. Also, Rudy Bauman said they are in talks with the top 10 tech company. Okay. CoinGecko search also shows what is trending. If you just click in the search box, could be handy. Info says Zilla. Yeah, I noticed that. Thank you so much. Also, they're going DeFi, go Digi go. Yeah, Digi. Okay, Digibyte went on a tear. All right. Okay, let's see. So let's go ahead and go back here to the list. You can see this is the DeFi ranking. Of course, Chainlink being the top dog. Wrapped Bitcoin has become the top dog here, number 2. Now, what is Wrapped Bitcoin? It's a stable coin. This is basically Bitcoin tokenized on Ether. I had someone contact me the other day and like, oh, champ, is this WBTC going to boom? And no, it's not going to boom. It's going to be about the same price as Bitcoin, okay? It's a stable token. So it's basically Bitcoin on Ether. It's a wrapped Bitcoin. All WBTCs are backed by actual BTC. DAI is the stable coin on Ether. So you got basically your stable coins there. And this is due in part to the yield farming and the high returns that some of these platforms are promising. And we're going to show you that in just a moment. But there's people, including myself, farming wrapped Bitcoin. You know, this pair, which is ETH against wrapped Bitcoin, ETH against DAI, and others. And I'm going to get into that in just a moment. You see Yearn dumping a lot of red. Aave, UMA, Uniswap dumped. I told you guys, listen, I told you guys last week, if I got a bunch of Uniswap last week, I would have sold at least half of them because it boomed. When we were talking, it was like $6 or $7. It topped off around $8. Okay. I told you guys, I was like, don't get so greedy. This thing's probably going to pull back and you could buy back in, and look at it right now. I think it dumped to about $4. Okay. So, and listen, Uniswap is, I mean, I knew it was the biggest dog, but, over the weekend, I was like, wow. I mean, I started really getting my hands dirty. And not only Uniswap, but some of these other newer platforms like Pickle or whatnot. We're going to talk about it just in a moment. Some synthetics. Everything's down. Compound. And that is understandable because Bitcoin's down. And so are the traditional markets. Look at these farms, guys. So basically, what is yield farming? Okay. So you provide liquidity, okay, to a platform, okay, and in return, you receive fees, a portion of the fees, okay? Those fees are usually paid in an ERC20 token, okay? So you can see that the top farming pool, okay, is ETH against wrapped BTC. You can see the total value lock is 383 million, and they're providing a return of 33.12 yearly. Now, this changes in real time, okay, depending on how much money there is or isn't out of the pool. Okay, and you could see you got to provide both ETH and WBTC to get into this pool and receive those returns. Now, let me be clear. I haven't pulled out the returns yet, and I'll show it to you in just a moment. I put in, just to start off this weekend, I put in half an ETH and half an ETH worth of WBTC. So I took one ETH and I swapped half of it out for WBTC, and then I guess loaned it out, provided the liquidity to this pool with ETH and WBTC. You get earnings in real time. You can go check those earnings. Those earnings are being reflected in USD. Those earnings are not realized until you remove your money out of the pool. Okay, so you can see how much you've earned on the pool, and when you want to cash out, you cash everything out. Now, one thing, since I haven't cashed out, I just literally started this weekend. I don't know if those earnings are paid in a stable coin, in ETH, or in BTC. So maybe somebody wants to cross-reference that. So the top liquidity, look at Uniswap. Uniswap is not playing games. Okay, so this is the top liquidity pool, ETH and BTC. So, and it's no question why this is the top. I mean, these are the two top tokens, right? BTC and ETH. So what's the purpose of all this? What is it doing? It's allowing users to easily swap between ETH and BTC without having to go to an exchange. Okay, there's a pool out there. It's a market maker. Where's the pool of money provided by the people, and why are they doing it? So they can earn fees. So if you want to swap your ETH for WBTC, you can go to Uniswap and do it instantly because there's a pool of ETH and WBTC. You see what I'm saying? And the fee that you pay goes to those that are providing liquidity to the pool. So I swapped my ETH for some BTC. I paid a fee to that pool, and then I got that, and I loaned it back to the pool. And not only that, I believe you receive uni rewards, obviously, for interacting with the platform. And you can also stake those uni rewards to get even more rewards. So it starts getting wild. You know, you can get, so when you deposit WETH and WBTC in this pool, you get basically like a token. That token, you could restake it to get another token. So you can start staking and staking and staking. It's like getting a loan on your house so that you could buy another house, rent it, and then get a loan on that house to buy another house and keep renting it. I missed the Uniswap boat because apparently you had to use it before 9/1 to get tokens. The way I started messing with it last week. Oh, well, God chooses and when and how to bless. Right. And listen, I had interacted with it, I believe, at some point, but I never really, loaned out tokens or actually did anything. So I wasn't able to get my 400 uni. I think maybe one of my derelict wallets may have it, but I'm not counting on that. Okay. And that's what it is. Sushi is also moving right now. If you provide ETH and USDC, you can get sushi rewards too. So basically, guys, you can get rewards for just providing liquidity. Okay, you can get the rewards for the yearly returns, and then maybe even a third token. It's what banks have been doing for years. Exactly, and this is why it's so big. It allows the little guy to invest like a bank. You see what I'm saying? Banks provide liquidity. They make fees. How are they providing liquidity? With your money. You see what I'm saying? So that's why DeFi is so big. Decentralized finance. It's allowing the banking system to be, what's the word? Circumvented, basically, right? You don't even need the banking system. You could do, like the community becomes their own bank. Now let's talk about these degenerate DeFi pools. So I threw into WETH, WBTC, like I told you guys. And I should show you my wallet because I only got like one ETH. I opened up a brand new wallet here on a brand new profile on Brave. And you guys could do it. You just can open up a brand new wallet, brand new profile, all of it on Brave. Okay, download the Brave browser with the link that I have down below because not only you can get the wallets and everything set up, but you could start earning with these ads and BAT. So, I mean, it allows you to log into these platforms. You can earn BAT. Guys, don't sleep. Okay, don't sleep. We gotta attack on every. This is what I realized this weekend. It's like, don't sleep on anything crypto right now. We gotta attack all angles. Now, there's more riskier situations than others. We just gotta dial in on our risks level. But we should be messing with almost everything. Okay. Okay, so here are the degenerate ones, what they're calling. These are, I guess, the higher risk ones. Degen mode, top over 1,000% yield farming pools by returns, okay? Bringing you the spiciest farms, user at your own discretions. Only 1,000% plus APR farms are shown, okay? Right now, the spiciest farm is the pool right now between Uniswap Pickle and WETH. So you have to provide Pickle and WETH collateral, and I believe you earn Pickle, okay? At a rate, currently, if you are lending to this pool, you're going to be getting Pickle at a rate of over 2,000 APR yearly. Now, this changes in real time depending on how many people lend to the platform. So think of it like mining, okay? At the beginning, mining was lucrative because there wasn't a lot of competition. There wasn't a lot of computers in the mining pool. But as more computers join the mining pool, then your share becomes less of that pool. Right now, the pools are small, and you ask yourself, how could you get so many of these how they have such high APRs? It's because not a lot of people are in the pools yet, okay? So think about this, okay? Think about these liquidity pools like mining Bitcoin back in the day. Mining Bitcoin, you could have just connected your graphics card and mined Bitcoin because the pools were small. There was not a lot of competition. Okay. And as time grew, more and more people started getting into the game. And now you can't, to the point that you can't really even get anything with your computer because you can't compete. The fees are what I avoid in Celsius. Right. That's one thing. There is fees here, okay, because you're interacting with the contracts directly, so you're going to have to pay gas fees. In some instances, you may pay $10, $15 in gas fees for a transaction. So, it becomes complicated in that sense. But for someone such as myself that I'm always here and I need to get my hands dirty. Because think about this, guys. Look at the opportunity that we just, that many just lost by not even interacting with Uniswap. Okay, imagine if you would have had $10 just to experiment with. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. Is like everybody should just, not everyone, or just those true crypto maniacs that are into this, like with like these degen platforms. Even if it's $10, $50, I think it's worth the world because the upside potential is so high. The upside potential is so high. Okay. So, I'm thinking of throwing, an ETH into this Pickle finance pool, and if I lose it all, I lose it all. But what if I get like a 5x return on it? You see what I'm saying? Now, again, this is, how do I put this? This is higher level crypto stuff. Okay. If you're a newbie, if you're just a new guy, you shouldn't be doing this. Okay. Let me be clear. I didn't even get my hands that dirty until this weekend, and I'm a crypto maniac savage. Okay. So, some people like Rafterman, he says, you know what? I avoid the fees. I use Celsius. For some people, it's way just easier to put it in Celsius and just make a steady thing. Okay. And that's cool. And absolutely, I get it. I'm just saying, like, I find it like my almost responsibility to make sure we're on top of this thing as the crypto general. You know what I mean? So, I'm going to have to be the guinea pig. I'm probably going to have to throw an ETH at this Pickle Finance. If I lose it all, whatever. Maybe I ended up doubling it up. I don't know. Okay, so going back, so you got your Pickle Finance. They're 2,000% yearly. Look at this is a new one. Percent Asset. I never even heard of this one. This one's between Balancer and Percent Katana. So how do you do this? How do you join these pools? So let's see. So you can go here and you can click on the pool. And it'll send you to a link. This was in Pickle Finance. You unlock your wallet with MetaMask. I haven't got MetaMask, and my wallet's unlocked. I haven't earned any pickles, or I haven't staked any UNI V2 ETH LP. What's this token? I don't have this token. Okay, but if you were staking, okay, listen. If you were staking these tokens, the Pickle tokens, you would receive in more pickles. How do you do this? Well, I don't have a balance, so you would have to go and swap for it. Okay, you got to go and swap. I usually would like to use, instead of Pickle, you could use Uniswap. But yeah, this actually connects to Uniswap as well. I just find that the app easier to use on Uniswap. So you can go DAI versus ETH. So you can easily swap DAI for ETH, or USD for ETH, or Sushi US. What is SUSD for ETH? But it doesn't let you swap to Pickle, right? So right here it doesn't let you swap directly for Pickle. So you would go, I guess, the app on Uniswap to swap for pickles. Let me go to Uni. Boom. Okay, so here we are at Uniswap. You could swap any token in real time. Like, there's no reason to even use an exchange. So if, like, let's say if I wanted to swap half an ETH for, let's actually do it. Let's select the token Pickle. Let's do it. Let's just do it for shits and giggles. I'm gonna swap half an ETH, okay, for Pickle. This is all for example. Let's do it in real time. Let's just do it. Swap. Okay, I'm gonna get some pickles. I'm gonna throw half an ETH on some Pickle. Confirm swap. And then it'll take a few minutes. So we'll talk a little while this is pending. I'm swapping out some ETH, and then we're gonna join this pool. just for shits and giggles. You know, I'm gonna throw an ETH on it right now, and we should have been doing this a long time ago. Let's go ahead and rock it. I normally don't like doing transactions live and all that, but you know, I realized that, you know, that's why I opened up a new account from scratch right here. So I only got one ETH. I'll throw some more ETH on this too. You can see here in the top right hand corner that my verification is pending. So I swapped half an ETH. There you go. Confirmed trans. That was fast. Okay, so that was confirmed. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's add to this pool. How did we find this pool? Back on CoinGecko. Let me go back to CoinGecko. You want to make sure that you're joining the right pool, because, you know, pools could be mislabeled and they could be like phony pools, you know, with, you know, someone could say this is pickle, but it's not the real pickle. So you want to make sure you're connected to the real pool. Let me go back here. Let's go to this DeFi farms. Okay. Back to the degenerates. I gotta say, I kind of like it. All right. So right here is the pool. So I'm going to click on the link to the pool. I should be able to join this pool. I got to unlock wallet again. Connect with MetaMask. Okay, pickles earned on the left. I got to provide to this pool first so that I can get the pickles. So it says my balance is 0. The fee to do this is $5, but no, I don't want this. My balance is 0. Do I have to add to the actual pool on Uniswap to get this LP token to then stake that? I know it's incredibly confusing, guys, but I'm gonna do it, and once we figure it out, I'm gonna be able to summarize everything very easily for you guys in the future. Forget about reading about it. I'm just gonna do it. So I see I don't have any UNI V2 pickle / things. So what do I got to do here? Do I got to go to, let's go to, back to Uniswap, to this pool, add liquidity. So is that what I do? I add liquidity to this pool. And by adding liquidity to that pool, I'll get one of those, you know, like those UNI V2 pickle ETH. And then I can get that to stake pickles. I don't know. Let's try it. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. Let's just go for it. And this is why, guys, if you're a newbie, don't be doing this stuff, because I can easily lose the whole ETH right now. I'm gambling a whole ETH, basically. Let's try to add liquidity to ETH and pickle. So I'm going to go add half an ETH. Okay, you got to add the same amount of ETH as you would pickle, and some pickle. Oh, I don't have enough pickle. So let me add 0.49. So for every 0.49, I need to input pickle. Okay, approve pickle. I'm going to add to this pool. Confirm. And now I got this pending. I'm adding ETH and pickle to the ETH pickle pool, which should give me, my understanding is, one token, the UNIV pickle ETH token, which allows me to redeem or basically interact with that pool. As soon as this pending gets approved, I believe that I should have a balance over here on this end. Let's see if I'm right about that. Let's keep looking at this. I'm gonna throw into all the big ones. I'll throw, and we'll figure it all out, guys. I'll figure it out for you guys. Niagara Gardner says, "Guy is a LP homie." I don't know what LP means, but shout out to Niagara. I know you've been here for a minute. I'll even throw on sushi. I'm gonna start throwing all the little ones. I'll throw a little ETH or half an ETH on them and see how they pop. I got a little bag I'm willing to gamble. But let me be clear, guys. Don't do this unless you're willing to lose all of it. Let me be honest with you guys. Oh, LP, a liquidity provider. Yeah, I guess. I guess I became an LP homie all of a sudden. I mean, And let me be honest, it's like this is nothing new. I mean, I've been hearing about it. I knew about it. I've seen all the sites. I've traded the DeFi tokens, but I was like, I really don't want to interact. All the fees. I don't want to be locking up my tokens. Blah blah blah. But then I'm like, you can get all these things. Let me see. And again, it's not greed, but it's definitely. I feel like I missed an opportunity. So I was like, you know what? Let me take a little bag. The same way as I feel like. The same way when you first entered crypto, you don't know what you're getting into. You wouldn't throw your whole savings on Bitcoin if you got into the crypto scene. So I got one pending here, guys. I'll tell you when it's LPs for liquidity provider tokens. If you put in equal values of both token, it generates a LP token. Yeah, right. That's what I'm doing right now, Ronnie. I figured it out. I mean, yeah, I understand. So I'm getting a liquidity. Thank you for clarifying that. So basically, I need a liquidity provider token to earn even more pickles on that degenerate pool. So okay, let's go back here, and let's recap what the hell I'm doing. We went to the top yield farming pools, okay, and if you go to all, it's WETH and WBTC. I added to this over the weekend, and I didn't do it online. But over here, we went to the DJ side, and it said that if you provide, this is the top pool right now, Pickle WETH, and it's returning 2,500%. Okay, but in order to get into this pool, when you click, it takes you over here. You need that liquidity provider pool token in order to enter this pool, okay? So this is like another layer. So in order to enter this pool, I went over to Uniswap and I went to pool and I added liquidity to this pool from ETH to Pickle, okay? Right now, I added half an ETH and the equivalent amount in Pickle, which is about 6 over 6 Pickle. Right now, this transaction's pending. Okay. As soon as this becomes approved, my understanding is that I will receive a liquidity provider token. That's basically, my receipt for this liquidity pool. And I can use that over here on Pickle Finance. Transaction confirmed. Okay. Let me hit the riff. So let's see if this worked. And then I can use this liquidity provider token in this other pool. Did I enter the right pool? I can't tell. Let's go back over here to Uniswap. You hold the LP token and can stake that on Pickle. Later, you can cash in the LP token, get your 2 tokens back, but different amounts. Right. That I understand. I don't see. Did I enter did I get into the right pool here? MF Pickles. Yeah, I know it gets wild, guys. It gets wild, and I get that. Why so many people just probably say, nah, I'll pass. And I get it, because this is like, you're talking of very, very advanced crypto stuff here as far as trading or whatnot. Let's go back to the Uniswap interface. Let's go. If you go over here to pool, it'll show the pools that you've joined. I don't have any liquidity in this pool yet. Right, you're right, Ronnie. I need to approve the spend first 2 transaction. I think you need to hit supply. I think you're right. So where do I go here? I got to go to supply. I'm pickle, boom. Do I do this here? 49. There we go. Now, so I got to do it again. F5 refresh. I'm coming here. I'm going to do this again. Supply. So you got to, right. This is where it gets confusing. So you got to approve the spend, and then you got to refresh, and then you got to supply. and then you get your LP token. You see, guys, I'm glad I'm doing this. Thank you so much, Ronnie. I'd rather just do this live and alert insufficient funds. Reject. Okay, I probably don't have enough gas. Let me see. So I'll give it a little bit less ETH. So what if I do like 4.8 ETH? Let me do like 4.5 ETH. That way I stay with some ETH here. Supply. You know what? I don't want to stay with all these. Yeah, actually, I'll leave it there at 4.5. Confirm supply. Okay. Wow, it's a $13 gas fee for this. Look at this. It's a lot of money. A lot of gas. Let's see if it's worth it. Let's go. I'm the guinea pig. We got Ronnie says that Truly says he's making at 120 a day. On doing what though? Like there's so many pools that you can join. Which one are you doing? ETH gas sucks so bad. XDAI is what's up. Right. I saw that too. XDAI. It's like a side chain or whatnot. Put me on to that. What's up with XDAI? Like how could I do this with XDAI and avoid all these fees? I saw Chico Crypto using XDAI, and I know it's like a side chain, but I don't really get how you could use it to circumvent these gas fees that are incurred by dealing with these dexes. You mess with TRX, much cheaper to play around with farms on TRX, basically free if you have a TRX bag. Yeah, I have. I don't really mess with TRX. I mean, I have the TRX thing here, and I obviously I'm on DLive. I probably have like, I don't know, like 10 cents of TRX there. But yeah, I'll try it out. Right now, I'm about to start trying everything out. So I'm pending here on Uniswap, and we'll wait for that. And then we'll try to. So once that transaction gets approved, I should get the LP token, and then I'll get the LP token, stake that, and earn pickles. So let's see. We were playing with justswap.org pool and sun.o staking with TRX to get the head wrapped around it. The fees are nothing much. Yeah, the thing is, I don't really have TRX. You know, I don't really. I mean, I have some there, but it's probably not even. I mean, it's less than $1 of TRX. It's enough to move, but I don't really have TRX. You know, I do have. I had some ETH there on the exchange. I'm gonna be honest. I've been doing most of my swing trading on Binance, and I avoid these fees on the Ether chain or whatnot. But I was saving some ETH. A few ETH there. I'm just testing out the Binance saving protocol. And I was getting like 1% APR on the ETH, which is cool. And since I had it on the exchange, to me it was like it's money I'm willing to lose. I think it was like 2-3 ETH. So I already moved a couple ETH into this new MetaMask wallet. And I'm just going to use it for DeFi. So Niagara Gardner's talking about Honey Swap. Is a Uniswap clone, but on the XDAI chain, fractions of a penny to trade for gas fees. Yeah, I got to look more into that. I mean, I get it, but I don't understand how you're able to circumvent the ETH fee. So, like, what pool, what pairs do they have over there on Honeyswap is the better question. Big shout out to DLive. Got 9 crypto maniacs out here. Go ahead and submit here. I'm going to just, while we're waiting for this pending transaction on Uniswap, I'm still pending. I'm going to go ahead and pass out some lemons. So hit the memes, guys. lucky winner today is CryptoZilla athlete Ronnie and KC. All right, all generals in the crypto space. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I appreciate you, maniacs. Shout out to all the boomers. Zilla just donated 2 ice cream. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. So we're waiting for our transaction. I just added liquidity to the ETH pickle pool, and I'm waiting on a confirmation to receive my liquidity provider token, which is basically what I understand as a receipt for me providing liquidity to that pool. And with that liquidity provider token, I could stake that here on the Pickle Finance platform and receive even more pickles. So I think I'm going to be, let's see what I can get out of this. First time ever winning anything in the crypto space, says Casey. All right, there you go. You just got 10 lemons? You got less than 10 cents, but congratulations. There you go. It's always fun. Maybe one day this D Live will do an airdrop, or who knows what they do for. I have no idea. That's the thing. I mean, I realize that too. You gotta mess with most things. At least try it out. You never know. You never know. I mean, you gotta always be careful because there's so much funny bunny out there, obviously. But you can't let fear or doubt stop you from making a move, or especially when there's a high upside potential. Okay, it's not about greed. It's also about it's knowing what type of bets to take. It's like playing poker. Sometimes you don't want to bet at the pot, but when the pot is so big and the blind is so low, then you may just want to call. You never know. Maybe the next hand you may hit. What are the risks with farming? Can you lose asset? Yes, there is risks with farming. You can lose asset. The number one risk with the farming is programming errors. Okay, so if there's a hole in the programming and there's a flaw in the code, someone can hack it and steal the funds. Okay, some of these liquidity provider pools, most of them have not been audited. So an example is, look at this YAM protocol. It boomed. I think the token went to, I don't know how much, but the platform came out, or it debuted, everything was great, and then one of the devs came out and said there was a flaw in the protocol and that everything was at risk. And then the token crashed to $1. You see what I'm saying? So there's a risk involved. 76. The token you are farming is usually super volatile. That's correct, and the early and big farmers do the best. That's true. And I mean, it's the same with even Bitcoin mining. The first miners did the best. Like, if you got into Bitcoin mining when there was no competition, when the pool was small, okay, you could, with a graphics card, mine Bitcoin. Okay, because you're doing the majority of the pool's work. But as more people came into the space, things changed. So yeah, there is a risk, and that's why I have avoided getting into this, and I've mostly just swing trade the assets, the tokens. But at this point, I see the upside so high, and I mean, it's something that I have myself been calling. I'm like, look at this DeFi space; it's gonna boom, and I'm ashamed that I haven't used it more. Being that I even called it out. This is not even like, I mean, I saw it with my own eyes. I'm like, this is actually gonna be big, But I've just kind of avoided using the majority of the platforms because of the risks, But as with anything, you got to identify what your risk tolerance is and go from there. I've already identified my risk tolerance. I know what my risk tolerance is, and I'm able to manage that. But you don't want to throw your savings in the bag or your hot. This is again high risk. Let's check out to see if I'm confirmed. I'm still pending here. I added liquidity to the ETH pickle. Let's look at some of these other platforms or CoinGecko. Let's look at some of these other top yield farms. You go back here to farms, and let me link this actually for you guys. CoinGecko is getting saucy. You can do all the yield farms or the more degenerate ones. The top yield farm right now is ETH BTC, 374,431,000 in there. So there's substantial amount. Now, my question, someone may want to answer this. I provided liquidity to this platform, or to this pool, excuse me, this weekend, and it says that the returns are about 31% yearly. But what are my returns going to be? How am I going to receive my returns? In the form of a Uniswap token? In the form of ETH, Bitcoin? Like, how am I going to get that? And my understanding is that not all pools reward in the same token. So where could you find where you get the actual token? Oh, and 76, you may want to go over here as well. You can see that this list also the pools that have been audited. You can see Uniswap pools are not audited. Sushi has been audited by 2 different security reviews. So you can kind of look here. It's a pretty good resource here to let you know what's really moving. So let's go back here to the degenerate one. Pickle Finance has about 15 million locked. And then we got this percent balancer, either in percent. Katana Finance. Katana. What's up with Katana? Let me see this. I'm farming ETH USDT. If ETH dumps, does my USDT amount drop that I can pull out? 76 is asking. I don't know the direct answer to that question, 76. I'm glad you answered that because maybe someone else can help. My understanding would be no. I think the amount that you have in the pool is fixed. It's the amount that you put in. Now, what those tokens are valued at, if you put 1 ETH, my understanding is that when you remove from the liquidity from the pool, you're going to get back 1 ETH. Now, if that ETH is whatever that ETH is worth, is up to the market. Now I may be wrong, so someone may want to answer that question. Look at this. This is pretty cool. They put the cursor into a katana blade. Pretty nice. Cool. Rafterman's got to run. Thank you for stopping by, Rafterman. Thank you for the tip as well. I appreciate you guys. Rafterman dropped me $2 earlier, and he's always showing me love, guys. Shout out to Rafterman. He's got his bags on Celsius. I know this one's a little bit advanced for Rafterman, maybe, but once I figure this all out, maybe we could streamline this approach. Ronnie says it's a ratio of the tokens amounts in the pool. If both the tokens go down, you could lose on both sides. Yeah, but what does the ratio of the tokens amounts in the pool have to do with the price? Yeah, the amounts of tokens in there are the amount of tokens. That's separate than the price, right? But yeah, it's a good question. You got to, keep your eyes on that. My understanding is like if you're lending to a pool, then you should be able to pull back what you lend, right? You're only lending your principal the principal that you lend doesn't change. Maybe I'm wrong, Ronnie. Let's see. Has this thing is still pending. Okay. Let me hit refresh. Are we still pending here? For real? 1 pending. Got percent katana sashimi. Maybe I throw out one of these two. Maybe I throw out a percent. Let me see the other ones. The biggest pools though are the top four are in Uniswap. They're ETH against BTC, ETH against USDT, ETH against USDC, and ETH against DAI. These are the top dogs. And then you got the sushi. But look at this. ETH against sushi is number 6 liquidity pool. What does this say about the sushi token? That there's promise there? I mean, that people really want to farm this token? Does this... If you provide ETH and sushi to the sushi pool, what are you gonna get in return? Both ETH and sushi, or just sushi? That's what I'm kind of. I don't really get. Like, I put ETH and BTC into this pool. Am I gonna get rewarded in ETH and in BTC, or in DAI, or in just Uniswap? Like, how is the returns paid off? And if it's different for each pool, how do I find out what currency the return is paid in? Kind of a long transaction here, guys. I want to go ahead and just provide the liquidity over here, but we're waiting. How about Oracle up 1.9? I didn't even look at the stocks, or haven't even considered the stocks going into Monday. I've been so focused on this DeFi stuff. But Oracle apparently is going to buy TikTok, excuse me. So if you're just tuning in, we've been talking about the top yielding DeFi farms. And let me go ahead and link this in the chat again so you guys can follow along. But I'm testing all these things out. I'm giving them a whirl. I'm going to test out almost all the top ones and see what's going on. Uniswap ETH against Bitcoin is a top one. They're providing about a 31% yearly return. It's interesting because this thing has been falling. This weekend I looked and it was at 40%. So what it's signaling to me is that since more people are joining this pool, then it's yielding less and less. So I guess the strategy is to get into the small pools that are going to pop, and try to get a market share, a big share of a pool that's young. I'm just waiting. I'm pending here. I did a couple transactions and they moved quick, but this one, for some reason, it's taking a while. So we'll see what the share of the pool is going to be. This will be a small share of the pool, and then I'll get a liquidity provider token. I'm assuming, and that I can stake that liquidity provider token to earn even more. So it's like getting a loan to buy a house, to rent that house, to get another loan to buy another house, to rent the house. That makes more sense, 76. That does. I think you earn both pairs in equal value. That does make sense. Yeah, and that if that's being said, then I mean you're gonna be you should be able to withdraw always more than you deposit, right? Like if you deposit half an ETH and half a WBTC worth of ETH, or no, you know what I mean, then you should be able to pull back out more if it's always earning fees. But I get it. If the percentage of if your share percentage may be or less or more tokens depending. So I get it. So like let's say your share percentage may be diluted. And if your share percentage is diluted when you go to withdraw, you may get less, right? I don't know. Let's see. I mean, we got to figure this out. What's up, Mike? I see you. Good morning. Yeah, we're going over these top yield farms. I provided liquidity to WETH, WBTC yield farm. We're good with that. And then they got a degenerate list here for like the riskiest one. So I'm going to throw it at this top one, Pickle Finance, Uniswap, Pickle ETH pool. And I'm waiting on the pending confirmation right now on Uniswap. I provided liquidity to that pool. I'm waiting for a liquidity provider token from this pool, which is my receipt. And then I'm going to take that token and start staking it here on Pickle. And what we're doing major movements. Okay, I'm going to figure it all out, 76. Make sure you're subscribed to me. Every day I'm going to be showing this. I started this wallet here on MetaMask Clean, and this is like an experiment. So far, I've deposited only 2 ETH into this account. And if it all crashes and burns, guys, I mean, I'm not going to feel some type of way. But we got to get in here. Especially someone like myself that I'm on this every single day. I should be ahead of the majority of people here. So as a general, let me go ahead and take the lead here and actually do the example. Instead of talking, actually do it. A lot of people talk. I mean, I was talking about it for a while, but let me just do it. So we're here pending. You can see my recent transactions. I swapped half an ETH for 6 and pickles and change. Then I approved the pickle spend. So that's important. Thanks a lot, Ronnie. There's 2 steps when you're providing liquidity for a pair. You got to approve the pair spend and then supply it. Philip says the Dow's down 840. Yeah, it's getting clapped up today. And, I'd expect some sort of a pressure. I mean, listen, we've been on a V-shaped recovery since the Rona hit. So, I mean, there's got to be a sell-off at some point. There's got to be a little blood, guys. I mean, record high. I mean, it's actually bullish, maybe. One can argue that we're doing a little pullback here. But yeah, it's getting clapped today. It's getting clapped. See, most things are sell. Top 10 dogs are pretty much sell. Tesla's still to buy. Walmart's a buy. Novartis is a buy. McDonald's. But yeah, it's a lot of pressure today on the markets. Down almost 3%. That's big. That's big. So. Going to be buying these OMG, RSR, REN, Algo, dips little by little, says Crypto Mike. Yeah, those all sound pretty good. I've been waiting for this. Don't think Bitcoin will go down below 9K. Depends on, how the legacy markets hold. But no, it seems like we have some resistance there at 10,000. I mean, we may see like 99, 98. But, I don't think so. House Square and NVIDIA. Let's see. I haven't been looking at the traditional stocks this morning. I mean, I've been so... I've had my head in this DeFi stuff. Square's down. No, trading sideways. Square 144. Technicals are reading sell, and then NVIDIA, which I have a play on, is at 482. Finally read sell. NVIDIA has been reading buy. I mean, but the market's getting slammed right now. So let's see. Let's see how these things pan out. All right, look, I'm just waiting for one pending confirmation here, my pickle, and that way I can add to this this thing, and we'll call it a wrap for today's stream. But I want to complete the task at hand here. Yeah, it's a nice resource over here on CoinGecko, excuse me. Now, interesting. This thing changes so fast. Just a few minutes ago, Wrap Bitcoin was number 2, and now DAI has pulled ahead. Might have to wait till next year for The big one? I don't even know. I really don't know if there's going to be a big one or not. I mean, I would assume there would be some sort of like crisis, so that they could institute the final plan here with the moving of the killing of the USD and turn it digital. Is my thought. Again, this is an idea. It seems to have some evidence to support, but again, I don't know. But either way, shout out to Phillips and his link that he sent me over there to the Pomp podcast with Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategies. And I would say, listen to what he has to say. Like, he talks about his thought process of sitting on $450 million in cash and asking himself, what is he going to do with this cash? Because inflation's through the roof. He's like, my money's melting. He's basically saying, my money is melting. Where do I put it? What do I do with this $450 million? The money's melting, guys. Cash is, the guy says cash is trash. Okay, cash is trash. So, I mean, he did all his research. This guy was a Bitcoin hater. The guy does all his research. He just slapped $450 million on Bitcoin. Didn't even move the markets, guys. Drop a bomb on that. Boom. Okay, so whatever happens, it looks like, Bitcoin and, maybe even ETH may stick around. Big stock market crash, maybe 2021, 22. He says buy it, hold it for 100 years. Who's he? You're talking about Saylor? Think about what happens when other companies do the same. Yeah, exactly, Phillips, exactly. Think about what happens when other people are like, look at this guy just threw $450 million. And like the way he goes over his thought process, and he admits that he didn't know much about Bitcoin, how he did the research and how he was scared and how there's a risk. But, in conclusion, what he says is like, look, even if I risk losing half my bag, the potential upside's so high. And in this climate, my money's melting away. So, I got to make a move. He's like, yeah, I can throw it on metals. Metals will just keep your value. It's going to hold your value. It's not going to increase your value. There's also a cost by holding the metal, is what he was explaining. And, he looked into real estates, the equities or whatnot. And he's like, look, at the end of the day, the bits, more bits, more bits, more bits, and more kabooms. Guy swipe Bitcoin off noob sellers. I don't sell Bitcoin ever. There you go. Saylor says he's never planning on selling BTC. I mean, he makes a strong argument that Bitcoin's value could be 1,000 times more than gold. Okay? Now, let's say he's wrong and it's 10 times worth more than gold. Okay? He says 1,000. Okay, let's say if it's twice more than gold. You see what I'm saying, guys? So at this rate, I mean, like, I don't really even, get into other people's bags or what they're doing, but, people close to me, I'm like, you should consider saving into Bitcoin. Okay. Like, you're rolling your money into a 401k, or I don't know what the hell you're doing. I mean, you're probably better off just buying $10 of Bitcoin every week, or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is my opinion. I want to be clear about this. I'm not anybody's financial advisor. You do whatever the hell you want to do, but you got to ask yourself why someone just threw $450 million cash on Bitcoin. But yeah, shout out to Phillips. I see the comments, guys. I don't respond to all the comments, but drop me comments. I see them and I'll share them and I talk about them. And if you show up here in the box, I respond. I definitely respond. So thank you. I checked it out. Yeah, it's portable, spendable from anywhere. Yeah, just check it out. I know that the comments here, the links are blocked, so I would ask Phillips to share, but it gets blocked. You guys just search Taylor. Was it Michael? Is it Saylor or Taylor? I'm going blank. Michael Saylor or Michael Taylor? I think it's Saylor. S-A-Y. Just search MicroStrategies Anthony Pomp, and it should pop up. It's like a 2-hour podcast, pretty solid. If you're just tuning in, we talked about the top DeFi yield farms and some of the more riskier ones that are listed there on the degenerate list of CoinGecko's yield farming tab. And we just threw. We're attempting to get into one of these. Roger Ripple says my bets are placed in Cardano. Okay, I like Cardano. Philip says Saylor. Okay, yeah, that's right. Michael Saylor. Yeah, you guys may want to check that out. Michael Saylor dropped to 450 million cash, guys, cash. And he is in an interview there with Anthony Pomp on the cast, and he's talking about his thought process and, the research he did that led him to this decision, guys. I mean, it's a big decision. What do you would just walk around, throw $450 million on things, guys? I mean, it's a big bag. It's a big bag. And it's interesting to hear this gentleman's thought process behind dropping 450 on it. So, you guys should check it out. It really hit me. I'm just like, even for people you personally know, it's like, you're putting money in that 401k. All right, that's cool. Maybe you should, but maybe you should also think about saving into Bitcoin, because forget about saving money. Okay. Saving dollars is retarded. You're not going to get paid. Saving dollars is, like he said, your money's melting away like ice. You put it away. You're putting ice away in a box basically, and it's melting. Okay. It's melting. That's basically what it is, guys. It's like it's ice. It's melting away because of the hyperinflation, guys. Come on, they're pumping out trillions of dollars every single day. He bought 38,000 plus Bitcoin. Sheesh. Kaboom. I'd be over with this broadcast, but I'm still waiting on a confirmation here from Uniswap. How long has this thing been pending? 35 minutes. I paid $14 in fees for this thing. But I know it's legit. It's there. It's in line. This is the thing with this, you don't get too nervous when your stuff is pending. You can check Etherscan, check the blockchain. You see it's there. It's just, it's taking a little while. But, for a $13 gas fee, for a $13 gas fee, I would have expected it to move faster. You said speed up transaction in MetaMask, LOL. It's funny. I did 3 transactions before this one, and they were all approved in less than basically like 5 minutes. They were all approved fast. And this one, the most costly one, is taking the longest. So I may have to recap because I got things to do right now. I've been waiting for this thing for 35 minutes. I may have to end the broadcast and then recap tomorrow. But actually, let me recap what I did. I swapped half an ETH for 6 pickles, and then I approved pickle to be provided to this liquidity pool, and then I added 0.45 ETH and 5.84 pickle to this liquidity pool. Now, that transaction is pending. It's been pending for 35 minutes. I'm waiting for that transaction to be approved so that I can receive a liquidity provider token. With that liquidity provider token, I plan on coming here to one of the more lucrative yield farms according to CoinGecko. You could see it's over here on the DGen. It's Pickle Finance, Uniswap against WETH, Pickle against WETH, value locked is 16 plus million, and they're promising returns of 2,600%. So let's see if we can, get. I think it's you receive pickles at that rate. And how much are pickles going for right now? Pickles are $26. Okay, so I mean, it's not like they're worthless. So let's check that out. I'll give it one more minute. If not, I'm going to have to go ahead and log out, and we'll continue with this transaction later. And make sure you're subscribing, because I do plan on maybe even getting into some other these pools live, and then we can track it. Oh, and while we're doing that, let's look at our DeFi coin portfolio that we started months ago. Maybe retire this one. I may retire this one. It finally got clapped. Look at that. I'm talking about retiring, and it's finally less than Bitcoin. 97.25. We started this one at 9,100. It went up to 15K at one point, and we've been trying to outperform Bitcoin, which we've had up until this is the first time I see it underperforming Bitcoin, honestly. And it's funny because I was already for weeks now, I've been thinking about retiring this platform or this portfolio and moving on to another example, which is the one I'm doing now. I just never retired the portfolio. As soon as this thing goes up to 10, or once it's over Bitcoin's worth again, I'll retire it. I'm not going to move anything in this portfolio right now. I think I like all these tokens with the exception of, I don't know. I would say Flexa, but Flex has done well. All right, guys, this is taking way too long. 40 minutes there on the, I'm still pending over here on Uniswap, which is cool. I can see that the transaction's pending on Etherscan, so I'm not at all concerned. But it's just taking long. I gotta go. So make sure you're following. Tomorrow to be continued. Yield farming to be continued. Okay, we're gonna be doing this now. Instead of managing a portfolio doing trades, I'm gonna be doing the pools live. I'm gonna be pooling. I'm farming live in addition to all this other stuff. So make sure you're following the champ. On that note, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you're kabooming and you're hitting all the buttons. And remember, the DLive chat box over here on dlive.tv/champagne crypto is always open, whether I'm streaming or not. So consider this like a Discord. If you guys want to drop links, talk to each other, do it over here. Okay, guys? Stay strong out there. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest. Champagne, thanks for tuning in.